Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in this one, we wanted to talk to you about the latest update, the beauty update, and really in particular, modding. So those of you out there who mod the game and try to do some of the back end file changes to add your own logos and some customizations that the game doesn't allow you to do, there's going to be a few changes that are coming with this update. So I wanted to walk you through what to expect. So part of the update, just so I can show you, is changes to many areas of the team that you can actually do in game now. So a lot of this stuff you don't have to worry about doing behind the scenes. You can change the team names, the cities, the end zones, team logos from a huge list of logos that are in here that you can play around with. And this one here is actually a custom one that I'm going to show you how to add in the back end. So this is just for you modders out there to show you how to add your own custom logos into the game. So let's go ahead and just flip back to, actually what we can do is we can just go through here. So well, let's do it this way. So let's go back to where it was. So you also have end zone colors. You have what end zone you want to choose from. And every team has their own end zone. So whenever you change the team logo, you're actually going to get a different end zone. And the reason why I'm showing you this is going to make more sense in a minute when I show you the actual data file here. So let's go back to the scorpions. Let's set them back to where they were. And so in order to get these two fields to connect, we had to create a file that will say, okay, when you're choosing the Arizona Scorpions logo, you're going to get their end zone. And we're going to show you that in a second. There's also the end zone colors, end zone text, and then you can change what font you want for the text, what text color, outline, etc. So those are the new fields, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual files that have changed here. So when you go to look at your update, you're going to see three important files that are in your main directory. You're going to see a colors end zones file, a end zones file, and a logos file. Now, the color end zones file is just a list of colors. So these are all of the colors that you can choose from here. So this is just a list of all these different colors here. So you don't really have to worry about that. And whenever you change the logo, they change back to their default colors. So that file is really just a list of colors. So don't even worry about that. That one you can adjust and change, and that's really not a big deal. But the end zones and the logo colors are different. And the end zones one is going to, I'll show you that in a second, but that one's going to have all of the different end zones that are in this list of end zones here. Okay. So all of these are going to be tied to basically a database. And then the last one, the logos one, is going to be all of your logos from top to bottom and what those are named. All right, so let's switch over to the actual main file here. So this file here is your team's user file. Okay. So when you look at the actual directory here, you can see that you have a team's user .txt file. And from the last video, if you watched that, you can see how to use that. I'm not going to go through that again, but you can see that video. I'll link it here in the description or just pop it up here in a pop-up so you can see what that looks like. But that team's user file is basically the file that controls all the team information, where you change the city, the name, and all that stuff. You could do it all in game now, as we said, but this red box here is what's going to give you those new fields that we talked about. So you're going to have your end zone text, and the game will automatically populate this file. Well, really a different file. It's the JSON file, but let's not get into that. That's the file that the game actually uses that you're going to import this file from. But anyways, for you to mod, you're going to go into this file here and you can change whatever text you want to put in there. You can change the text color, the outline color for the text, and the font style, just like you saw before. You can also do what you did before. You can change the logo background color. You can do the logo sprites, the blur sprite. All of those fields are still going to be accessible and editable if you are, if you're doing modding. Okay. So if you look at the actual directory here, nothing has really changed. You still have in your data custom logos directory. You're still going to have your custom sprites and your custom images, but now you don't see all of the old images in here because the game doesn't really need them. The game has all of the images loaded inside the game. And so anything that's in here are really going to be your custom images. Okay. But what we did is we created what you have in your old one, this template list of all of the different files that you can modify in the game. And this Atlanta one here, this set here is really going to be your template for creating any custom logos. So you're going to want to take this and copy it and paste it over into this directory here, and then make whatever graphical changes to it. Because what you want to do is you want to keep the dimensions. All right. You want to keep these dimensions intact. All right. Another thing that you're going to probably notice that's new is the helmet logos have been stripped away from the actual helmet, the mini helmet that you see on the UI screens. Okay. So before you used to have the helmet and the logo all in one file. Well, now all you have is the actual logo. So what you can do is you can take this helmet logo and you can copy it over and you can just draw over it on a new layer and then rip off the background and you'll be left with this. This logo here is actually what you will see in this column, this helmet UI sprite column, which you should be used to if you're used to modding. But like I said, now it's going to just have the actual name, okay, of the picture. So it would be, beast helmets.png. In this case, we have it as extreme helmet.png. I'm not going to change this because I don't feel like going through the files and importing everything again. But basically, you're going to want to take the team's user file that you see here, open it up. It'll look like this. You'll change whatever team. Let's say we wanted to change Arizona. You'll change this to be the same name that we just saw here. Okay, so helmet will be this helmet column. Okay, you still have your league logo, your alternate logo. This all works exactly the same. These columns are going to look inside of this same directory, just like you had it before, for any custom names, right? Now, the new part about this are these two, the logos and the end zones, okay? The logos is an actual database of all of the different sprites that are in the game, okay? So you don't want to touch anything that you see that comes from the actual update, okay? What you want to do with this file is you want to add to it. So I went ahead and added this column here, which are all of the extreme custom logos that I just put in. You also want to add in a new number. So it would be 120, 121, 122, etc. And then this is going to be your logo background color, your default end zone background color. Okay. So that when you change the logo, like I showed you before in the game, it's going to actually change and remember what background that team's supposed to have. I know I'm saying a lot, so you can rewind the video if you need to. So I know it's a lot of information here, but trying to get through this pretty quick. So I already updated this file with this line here, which really just matches these file names here. Okay. And you have your different sprites and column headings, so you can quickly, logically understand what that means. It's pretty intuitive. Then you have your end zones file, which from here, you need to add in your end zone logo if you have one, because that's going to tie back to this number here. Okay. So whenever you add one in, make sure that if you added 3 of them in, make sure that they're in order and that same order is reflected here. Okay. So this is a database and you can see how they all match up. Okay. But like I said, I would just add to this. I would not touch any of these above or you're going to mess things up. All right. So then once you do all of that, then if we were to go back to the game, I already did it. I already loaded the game for you. You're going to actually see now that the logo is the last logo in here. Okay. And when I set it, it's going to actually set that latest end zone file. It's going to set the end zone color that we picked. And then this text stuff and font stuff, that's all in the team user file. I haven't added any of that. If I want to add text in here for whatever reason, I can add that in and then you can see it in the background, but we don't want any text for this situation. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's the change. I don't think there's anything more to really add here. You still have to go through, like I said, you can look at the old video. You still have to go through here and take all these files, make your changes, and throw them in the inbox. The team's user files, the only one that changed. Player users, coach users are the same. So you're going to be wondering, okay, so I have a modded roster. How do I convert that? You can convert that very easily. If you know how to use spreadsheets, you can look at the new columns. They're all laid out here. You can just basically transfer everything over, convert everything over. And if you know what you're doing, it should work. And you're going to be left with the new Teams user file. You're going to drop these 3 files into your inbox. And then from there, you're going to see the game's going to import everything. And really what it does for you guys who may be questioning, all of that data gets thrown into these 2 files, the roster JSON files, okay? Because this is a faster, more efficient way to load the roster into the game, right? Because using these text files is just not a quick and efficient method, and it costs a lot to do that inside of the code. So really all we're trying to do is take these files and import them in, and these files are all located in that outbox. So once you're done with all that, you're going to get whatever logos you want to add in here, and they're going to be accessible through the game as well. So let's just back out of here, and let me just show you really quick inside of the colors. If we went ahead and change these to a different color here, you're going to see how the helmet on the top left is going to change, but the logo is not, because actually that logo, oh, wait a second, I might have misspoke here. So sorry, give me 1 second. So if we go back, oh yeah, so I did it. So I made an error before. Okay. So when you're in the Teams user file, this helmet logo, you can change it yourself. I was correct by saying that, but when you're in the game and you're making your changes, like I picked the extreme logo, it will automatically pick whatever helmet you put in here. So that's going to be an edit. That's why we already have it on the top left here. That makes sense. So whenever you pick a logo in the actual team editor screen before that we were in, it will automatically know which helmet to pick based off of the logos file. All right. So hope I didn't lose you guys there. And then once you change the colors and you save it, you're going to see the top left is going to change to have the new helmet color. And it actually takes into account the face mask color too. So if you put blue, I think it's using the home one. Let's just test that real quick. Yeah, so it's using your home colors. And if you change your jersey, you're going to also see that the banner is going to change. So if you change this to like brown, it uses your pants. I think it uses your pants and your shirt as the 2 colors in the background, as you can see there. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's the way you mod. If you look at the last video and you look at this one together, you can see how you do it. But this update is out. It's ready to go. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. There's a lot in this update, but this is just a quick cheat sheet way to mod. And that's it, guys. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.